Hello, everybody. It's Merlin here. And true to form, I forgot to find the page right away, of course. So I won't be able to see if anybody joins in right away. So while people probably aren't jumping in right now, I'm going to take the opportunity to bring that right up. So in case people do drop by, I can figure out what the questions are. And oh, wow, that's like an older one. Let's see if I can find a new one. Refresh this. And hmm. Can I actually find it? That's the real question. Um, darn it, where is it now? All right, let's see if I can bring it up again. No. Come on, where are you? That's kind of annoying. I don't know where it is. Anyway, yeah. How's everybody doing? I just felt like doing a little update stream thing, talk about some things that have been going on, and people can feel free to send in questions as well. I just want to see if I can find the page now. Let's see. That's what happens when you haven't done it in a while. There's always something. All right. This one, this one. Let's see if I can actually go to the page and find it. Nope. If anybody wants to send me the link in the chat, feel free. Though I guess that's not going to help, is it? Where are you? Of course. See, I'm going to the events here. Wait, is this it? I think I found it. Did I find it? Yes, I did. Wonderful. Alan Knox, how you doing? All right. Well, I got one viewer. Anyway, now we'll officially start. Now that I got that out of the way. Yeah, just wanted to catch up since I had the time. I just got back from a couple of days off camping. Crazy by 190. What's up, man? Um, what alternative name would I have for Dragon Ball? Super martial arts extravaganza of ridiculousness. Nicholas Bodo. Well, I got some familiar faces, the loyal subscribers. This is what I'm talking about. That's always one of the best things I see is like, you know, like I know some of you guys have been on here for years and you're still watching. That's cool, man. Yeah, hey everybody. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just trying to think. That sounded extremely Japanese and very, very blunt. What alternative name would you have for Dragon Ball? Maybe for like not instead of Journey to the West, maybe mystical mystical dragon quest or something. I mean, there is a dragon quest, so that's still Toriyama. I don't know. What name would you want to give it? I don't know. I think Dragon Ball just sounds so great, even though they got so far from being really relevant to the series at this point. It's kind of hilarious, but I guess that's part of the joke. But yeah, I'm gonna just talk about some stuff, guys, because I actually have stuff to talk about. But yeah, since I had a little bit of time to catch up on a few things and had a few thoughts about things, and send in questions in the meantime or respond to whatever I'm talking about. Um, Goku would be the best alternative name. Just Goku, the anime. The story of Goku, the universe's greatest warrior or the world's greatest warrior. Eight Man of the West. I like it. Eight Man of the West. Now that's cool. Sounds like some old sci-fi flick. Eight Man of the West. Anyway, let's see. Starting off, I saw Incredibles 2 just now, actually. 14 years, I think, is a pretty long time for a Pixar sequel, especially one that I think was pretty beloved. I don't know if Incredibles is like one of the most popular Pixar movies, but I guess because of the superhero element, I always kind of liked it. But yeah, the second one was pretty good. I thought it was kind of funny before the film. They actually had the actor saying, "Hey, it's been a long time. We do apologize, but it takes a long time to make these things." And we were all just like, 14 years. Yeah, you didn't like Incredibles 2? Well, tell me why. I thought it was pretty good, but I don't think it was quite as good as the first one. I thought I kind of figured out who the villains were. Like, I mean, I guess it wasn't 100% correct, but I kind of sensed what was going on there. Uh, I liked Jack Jack. I thought they used him a lot for comedy. He was funny. I think Elastigirl got a lot of cool stuff to do. It was kind of the opposite of the last one, where most of it was on Mr. Incredible, and yeah, I'm not sure why it took so long. I guess because Cars was so profitable, they wanted to put a lot of focus on that and the Toy Story sequels. Maybe it wasn't as big of a success, but it is a bit weird that it took so long. But yeah, this one had more of a focus on her, and I don't know. I think that I noticed that the kid, the boy, the speedster, didn't really get as much to do this time. Like he really didn't get to do much at all. Thought it was silly Jack was used as a super weapon in the film. You know, I don't know. Maybe it's just me like getting older, but like when Jack was in these situations where I thought he was gonna have something bad happen to him, I didn't think it was funny. I was like, get that baby out of the way. Like they shouldn't. I don't know. The weird thing about it is I know it was Mr. Incredible kind of going through another existential midlife thing, but I kind of felt like I know it's supposed to take place in the 50s, but he seemed like he was being a I don't know. I thought he was being a bit of a jerk. Like he would have had a bit more development from the first movie, or he would have appreciated the value of his family. And I guess they kind of sold that, and there was some comedy there. But I mean, I thought it was still pretty good. Not as good as the first one, and definitely not like one of the best Pixar movies, but still enjoyable. The biggest problem I thought was that the villain was not as good this time around. The motivation was a little underexplored. I mean, it was interesting, but it was like a lot of things. I thought that for Pixar, with the family dynamic and with the villain dynamic, they could have gone just a little bit deeper, just a little bit. But I mean, it still was pretty decent. Um, Let me see what else we gonna talk about. I have seen a couple trailers recently. The one that actually intrigued me the most recently was the Spider-Man Spider-Verse trailer because I don't know if you guys know this, but when it comes to Spider-Man, I mean, I've got the Spider-Man shirt. The Miles Morales is not like my favorite character. I just the way they introduced him in the Ultimate Comics, I thought was kind of irritating. Uh, but the the trailer showing Peter Parker as like more of a mentor and introducing Miles Morales that way instead of Peter Parker dying and then randomly introducing this other character. I think it looks like it's going to be a smoother transition. So surprisingly, I'm actually more interested in that version of Miles Morales in that film. So I think that's kind of cool. They're doing it animated as well. They should have stayed with more a serious route from the original concept. Yeah, I did think it was a little more adult in the second movie. I do agree, but I still think it was kind of in keeping. Oh yeah, of course, guys, if you're seeing this, like it, share it, spread it around, get more people in the conversation. Just going over some recent topics that have been on my mind and having people send in questions. Trying not to block the comments with my other screen here. All right. I am looking forward kind of to seeing Jurassic Park Fallen Kingdom. Uh, but I also kind of feel like a lot of constant sequels, it kind of brings up this problem. I saw this other video about somebody talking about the issue with all of the Jurassic Park sequels, and that they had these struggle to say, like, are these majestic dinosaurs that we should love, or should we run from them in terror? And they always have a hard time kind of juggling what they should do. And it's kind of like that show Lost. Like after a certain point, you leave the island, just don't go back to the island. Uh, I think Dark Phoenix should be like the end of Evangelion. You mean really, really messed up and doesn't make any sense and weird and surreal. If you think about it, Incredibles 2 came out on at the right time. I mean, superhero movies have been insanely popular in recent years. That's true, but I think that Incredibles actually already caught on the bubble with the first one because you remember, I think that was like, what, 2004, 2005? Superhero movies were kind of starting to get big, but I mean, I guess it wasn't like the boom. But I'm actually surprised that they didn't make it like 5 or even 10 years ago because superhero movies have been a pretty big deal probably since Spider-Man came out back in 2002, but definitely by the time, Iron Man, Dark Knight, like around 2008 with the big Marvel boom, like right around that time, that was like the beginning. I feel like right after that, maybe like 2010 or 2012 would have been like a really good time. Would have made a little more sense, but they're still good more than ever, I think. I want Dark Phoenix to be rated R Nightmare Fuel. I think Dark Phoenix is going to be the last one that is owned by Fox before Disney completely takes the X-Men, which I'm really happy because I'm glad that Marvel's finally going to get X-Men and we're going to possibly see the really colorful vibrant, ridiculous X-Men who go off and fight interdimensional beings and aliens. Because in my mind, that's kind of what the X-Men have done for like the past 20, 30 years, because they kind of did the whole like mutants are persecuted to death to this point where it didn't really make sense with the main Marvel universe. Because I mean, my friends and I always talked about it. My buddy Troll, he was always like, it doesn't really make sense because we have this universe where all these superheroes are kind of accepted, like Captain America and the Avengers, but then the X-Men are hated. It started to become kind of a problem, which is why you think of the X-Men as their own separate thing. But it would be kind of cool to differentiate from the dark and gritty previous X-Men movies and go colorful and see Wolverine in the yellow spandex. But but it also makes me a little sad because that film being the last one with this universe of X-Men, possibly, except for maybe Deadpool. I really liked Apocalypse. I know I might be in the minority on that. I know a lot of people didn't like it because I guess it was a simpler type of superhero movie. It was cheesy, but that was like the 80s, 90s X-Men to me. Just like, it's totally what I wanted, like the cartoon. So I was happy with it. So if Dark Phoenix is like that, if it's got to be better than what they did in X-Men 3. But yeah, if it's dark, rated R, absolutely. From Nicholas, what's your favorite emotional moment in anime? Mine is the finale of Cowboy Bebop. That is an excellent, excellent choice. Yeah, the ending with Spike. Oh man, Cowboy Bebop is just one of those anime that's just really gets you. That's why it's such a classic. I think that it kind of transcends that anybody could really watch it, whether they're really not into anime or too much. Like I think that's my girlfriend's favorite anime. She just loves it, and I have a lot of those really emotional moments. I mean, I think, man, the most emotional one, it probably, I'm gonna have to think about that. The most emotional moment. It's probably from Fullmetal Alchemist, because I know that the 2003 series, there were so many episodes where I just got teary-eyed. But the one that was the saddest, I think that the dilemma in both the anime where Al is really just kind of like really doubting his existence about whether or not he's actually a person and whether his memories are fabricated, and he thinks that all the memories are a lie and his brother doesn't love him anymore. Like, and then they kind of reunite, and it's like, of course I love you. You're my brother. I still care about you. And he just kind of like realizes like his brother wouldn't care about him that much if he was fake. Like to a certain point, I guess he had to accept you couldn't really replicate that. That was really sad, though. I think the Nina thing's really sad, but I mean, if you want to talk about emotions, actually, no. All right, I changed my mind. Uh, I know this is a cop out. I'm sure I've said it before, but guys, I mean, it's 2003, Fullmetal Alchemist, Maze Hughes. Spoilers for anybody, of course. Death. Okay, his death, his funeral, just like when his daughter's like, oh, why are they burying daddy? That whole thing where I think Armstrong's teary and Mustang gets upset with his little speech, and then eventually like the brothers don't know about it and they find out and they're like, no, because he was like a surrogate father to them and he was like the most likable character up to that point. It's just like, man. You see, I haven't watched it in a while, man, but like there's a reason why FMA is up there for me, because it just there's so many moments like that oh man, they're sad. Okay, but I think if there's ever going to be season 2 of Cowboy Bebop, there should be of the voice actor from a Fox from Space to voice in it. Yeah, the death of Hughes and what Tucker did to his daughter. Yeah, those are both good. Yeah, what Tucker did, I don't know if I mean it's definitely sad. I just think it's more messed up. Like I think that's why Tucker's such a fantastic villain. I've been wanting to do a video on him for a while actually, because he's just, if you want to talk about mad scientist, and that's another reason why I've always kind of said, the first series I think had a couple little emotional elements when it came to focusing on specific characters and really building them up. I think Tucker was a fantastic example of that, because in the first anime, they spent, I think, 2 episodes with that whole conflict with him and Nina. And once again, Tucker kind of introducing the brothers to that gray area of what you can do with alchemy and kind of pushing on the darker side and kind of showing them for the first time that, yeah, people bend the rules and it's not perfect. There aren't easy shortcuts. And this other person that they admired that was kind of a stand-in for their father again betrayed them. It's just another real world opening for them for their growth. there was more of that, and then to bring him back as a villain and to make him a really creepy villain with that obsessive idea to once again continue this experiment and try to get his daughter back. Like, yeah, really good stuff. But the Brotherhood, even though I think it's very good in a lot of ways, it skips a lot of those things. Like he's in one episode, you know, had an impact, but not quite as much. Oh yeah, X Tenacion passed away. I have a confession, man. I never, I don't know if I heard any of his music. I heard that like the other day, and that sucks. Another celebrity death. I mean that is always sucky. But I that's a guy that I may have heard his stuff before, but I never sought him out. I'm when it comes to like I'm kind of getting a little bit more back into some of the more modern music, trying to open my mind beyond like progressive rock and weird electronic ambient stuff that I listen to, and old metal and stuff. But yeah, like I don't know if I really listen to him, but yeah, he I guess he died unfortunately. Have I seen Bear in the Big Blue House? I'm gonna look this up now because I don't know. um, Bear in the Big Blue House. It's an old television series. You know, I feel like I've seen it, but I didn't grow up watching it or anything. Is it like really weird or demented in some weird way? Ed crying about the Barry Ants. Yeah, yeah, that was sad. Uh, I never heard of him until yesterday. No, I heard of him, but I never listened to his stuff. Yeah, welcome anybody that's joining in. Have I seen the 100 mile plus giants on Google Maps satellite? No. I'm intrigued now. 100. Oh, okay, I'm gonna look this up too. I don't know what this is. Mile plus giants Google satellite. I don't know what this means. Satellite detects massive object under Antarctica in like 2016. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they could pick up a lot of things. You should react to the trailer for the Happy Time Murders. I did see the trailer. I mean, I could react to it if there's a new one. All right. It's been a while. I'll tell you, the Happy Time Murders. I saw, I saw that trailer and I didn't know what to think about it. Like I thought it was gonna be like this gritty noir thing, but it's more like just kind of raunchy. All right, let's see if they got another trailer on here I can react for you. All right. Uh, well, I'll see if this is the same one. Okay, got the red band trailer for Happy Time Murders. Okay, turn this down. After 35 years. With the legs. It's so disconcerting. Oh, Melissa McCarthy. What do you guys think about her? I think she's funny. It reminds me a bit of like Who Framed Roger Rabbit, actually. This must be what a lot of people that grew up with, Sesame Street and the Muppets must just like thinking, oh, let's just make a something for them. I don't know how I feel about the Muppets with legs though. Like that throws me off a little bit. Like I will probably see it. Oh my god. The tongue thing is just I don't know how that makes me feel. It's just oh man. This is some very mature entertainment, I'm sure. I mean, I guess I heard something about this that I thought was kind of interesting that I'll tell you guys about when it's over. Oh my goodness. The end. Oh, not the ending scene's coming. I know what is coming up. The sex scene thing. Oh no. Oh man, that this. Oh God, no. Oh no. That's horrible. It's terrible. Um. Oh, that's just gross. I don't know why I watched that again for you guys. Um. Yeah, I heard that apparently the I think Henson Company or Sesame Street somebody got mad and like did like this for counting like because they used their logo in there. They were just like, this does not represent us and our family values in any way. And I'm like, it's a good thing they put that in there because I guess they couldn't use like iconic characters. That would probably go too far. Even though I think that some sketch comedy has used them a bit. Um, okay. Let's see. Yep, Captain Marvel used to be male. There's a new one that's female. She's been one for a while. Hey, Von the Stampede, what's going on, man? How you doing? Yeah, I'm just doing a stream, going over some things, answer some questions. Maybe I'll have other people in here in a little bit, so maybe I'll have Von the Stampede jump in a little bit. If things get too quiet. Yeah, with the comics, yeah, he was the main Captain Marvel, and I forget if he died or something. And then they had Miss Marvel take over. So she's pretty cool. I actually like her from what I've read. Uh, yeah, Sesame Street. I don't know if they're suing them, but they were mad about it. Sesame Street lost lawsuit. Muppet Sex. Oh my goodness, that was rough. All right. Well, yeah, I talked a bit about the Jurassic Park thing. Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out. I watched the first one again. I think Ant-Man's okay. I mean, I haven't met too many people that say they disliked it, but when it comes to the Marvel movies, people are like, "Where does this fit?" Seems like kind of a weird follow-up to Infinity War. But I think it looks interesting, but I'm not really super excited about it. Do you plan on making a video on Knives since you did a video on his brother? Well, I might delve a little bit further into Knives at some point. I kind of did that video talking about both of them. So I thought that was kind of fair. I'm not sure what the next analysis video will be on. It probably won't be Trigun. I'm kind of bouncing around between a Fullmetal Alchemist one, um, maybe diving into some other ones. I think I want to tackle more of those characters because I haven't talked about that in a while. Maybe do one for a couple of Dragon Ball characters too, and maybe see. But if you guys have any ideas for other ones that you really want to see character analysis videos for, let me know. Because I'm trying to see if I can get a couple that I haven't really talked about too much on here. Let's see. Could a live action version of Trigun work? I mean, I'm wary of always saying that with these anime live action adaptations. Yes, I think it could work. But I don't know if I have a lot of confidence based on what I've seen. Like I don't think they'd have to put a crazy budget into it, but I mean, then again, there are some mutant guys. It's once again, I think if they had an American budget backing it, yes, I think so. But it always seems a little too campy for some reason. Lion King 2019 should be violent. You think it should be as in it probably will be, or you think it should be really violent? Like, you guys know about that Mowgli movie? Like, they just came out with the Jungle Book one, but for Disney remaking theirs, and I guess there's another one doing another version of the Jungle Book that's like closer to the actual book. Like I was when I saw that, I was like, really? That seems kind of bold. Like we just had one, and another studio's doing it. Looks interesting, but I was like, we already had one. There isn't much talk about anime and knives. He's more detailed in the manga. That's true, and I didn't really read much of the Trigun manga. I know it's a bit different, but I liked him in the anime. But it's true in the anime you get a good sense of him based on his presence, but there isn't a whole lot to him beyond Vash's reaction to him. So that's kind of when I did that video. That's sort of what I was talking about. Live Mulan adaptation should be interesting. I didn't know there was going to be one. Uh, that's cool though. They're remaking all the classic Disneys. Let's see. But it's actually good we're talking about this and moving into some anime stuff. As far as TV goes, Mostly just I got caught up on Vikings. I got caught up on Trailer Park Boys, which I've been watching, which I was resistant to for a while, but it's actually a pretty funny show. Surprisingly, reminds me a lot of The Office, but a bit more a bit more raunchy, I guess. But it's pretty funny. Um, let's see. There was not too much on the anime front. Um, I I do have expectations. I think I'm gonna probably watch the Bleach movie and review it on here. It's probably going to be in the same vein as Death Note or Fullmetal Alchemist or anything. I think there's going to be cool elements, but they're going to rush things. Though I think that Bleach, if they just focus on the early stuff, it could be interesting. But I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit late. Like, is Bleach really popular enough that people still care about it enough now? But then again, maybe I'm underestimating the Bleach fan base because I just feel like it's one of those things where had they done it 5, 10 years ago, I could see it. But now the manga's over, and I don't know. Seems a little bit odd timing, but I'm not sure. Uh, I watched. Oh, this is a big one, guys. I don't know if you know this, but I had never really seen a full episode of Gundam before. Uh, I watched like one piece of one episode of one anime years ago, and that was it. Uh, but I watched the first episode of the first Gundam anime, and I liked it. I actually liked it. I thought it really reminds me of what something like Robotech would probably be like, just really old school, kind of Voltron-esque. I tried to watch Legend of the Galactic Heroes a little while ago, but I had a hard time getting into it, surprisingly, which is weird because I thought I'd really be into the space opera-esque element of it, but I think I'd have to go back and try again. Gundam, I thought was really fun. It was gritty. It was kind of violent. Like people were killing each other, and I like the bad guy, the alien space fleet commander with his helmet. It looks really campy, like some old supervillain. I thought it was fun. But yeah, I liked that. And but I might try to watch some of the first one, but it was one of those things where, yeah, exactly, Crazy Boy. I thought it was really intimidating. And it might not be for me, but I wanted to say I watched one episode and I liked it. Do you think you could do an analysis on Rorschach? If I was going to do a Watchmen analysis, it would probably be on uh, Dr. Manhattan or Rorschach. They would be worth discussing, I think. That's a cool one. Amaro and Char in the original Gundam have a 13-year-old rivalry until it's settled in Char's counterattack. Well, I can believe it. I know it's a long-running story. Um, Also, I really liked Basilisk years ago. Kind of like it was actually one of the first videos I ever did was talking about that really violent exploitation adult Naruto, as I called it. They came out with a sequel recently, and I watched. I haven't gotten too far into it, but it's kind of making me mad because the animation quality is not as good. Like, I mean, the detail on the old anime, like they had some really awesome colorization. I thought they made these really ugly, deformed characters and had a lot of detail on like their every wrinkle on the old person and the warts. This one, it just seems like they followed the same design, but they just cut down on the animation. It's just like it's the same problem I see like pumping out all these shows now. It's one of the reasons it's harder for me to get into more modern shows. I don't know if you guys have noticed that, but they're also recapping stuff from the first anime, and it's like the exact same plot. So how original can you get? Like, oh, once again, it's confusing me. Like the whole thing was they said these two ninja clans fighting against each other to determine who'd be the next emperor, but then they're acting like there's another exact same situation, and I guess it could happen again, but it just seems so unoriginal. And they've got the same romance with like I guess two people on different sides that love each other, and they're all like kids. And it's not. It just seems. And the powers don't interest me quite as much. I don't know. Like one ninja chick's powers that she has a gun. A gun. It's hilarious. I don't know if I'm gonna keep watching it. I'm like, I was trying, but I might just rewatch the old one. That's what I'm probably gonna do. Rewatch a couple old series and maybe talk about them when I have the time. What alternative name do you want for Berserk? What was that one game? Guts Rage, The Revenge of Guts, or Griffith's Betrayal, something like that. Yeah, but let me see. Yeah, keep sending in stuff, but I only have one little string of topics. Actually, I'm not a hardcore gamer, but I saw some of the E3 stuff, and I have to say there were a couple games I found out about that I'm actually interested in. One I talked about before. I guess there's another Call of Cthulhu game coming out, which looks really cool. I'm really into Lovecraft and stuff, so I might check that out. I know Mega Man's finally getting another game, so that's cool. I've been trying to play some of the old ones I got for the Xbox, and oh, Mega Man's so hard. so hard. I wanted to play Mega Man X, but God, the old school Mega Man is just frustrating. It's fun, but it's frustrating. I guess Hitman has got another one coming out. I don't know if it's a remake of Hitman 2. Uh, I'm not really that into Kingdom Hearts, but I've got a whole collection here. I'm like, I want to kind of replace some of them because the third one might finally be coming out, which is cool. Yeah, the girlfriend's really looking to Spyro 2 Reignited. We tried to play the sequel that came out for the PS2, the one where it was basically Lord of the Rings and Spyro, and Elijah Wood seriously voices Spyro. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get that and I'll probably maybe play some of it for the first time because I played a little bit of Spyro when I was very young, but I never really owned any of them because I didn't have a PlayStation 1. Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, that looked interesting. Another tabletop game based on Witcher stuff. CDK Project Red will destroy your wallet. Nice. The one that actually really intrigued me the most, though, was the Metal Gear people did. I think it was Death Stranding, where like it's this post-apocalyptic journey thing where you're like hiking, and they got the guy from The Walking Dead, and they feed off like infants or something. It's really weird. It's just like some bizarre sci-fi stuff, but I'm like really interested in it. Like just because it looks so bizarre. I think that was the one that surprised me. And we were watching just that one like couple minute trailer for Elder Scrolls 6. I'm like, oh man, when that comes out, when when Skyrim came out, like that was one of the most addicting games ever. I loved it. It was really cool. I want to go back and play some of the older ones because I want to go back and play Oblivion, and I never played really any Morrowind, so I wanted to check that out too. But whenever Elder Scrolls 6 comes out years from now, that'll be cool. I heard that a Gundam trilogy movie of the original series was made. They removed most of the episodic storylines from the anime. A friend told me that I could watch those instead. Uh oh. Well, that might actually help when it comes to like, because I don't have the time to watch like hundreds of episodes, to be honest. So, yeah, that would definitely be part of it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much all the stuff I wanted to talk about. So if you have any other questions or comments, we can hang out for a little bit, and depending on how much traffic I get in here, uh, I might sign off in a little bit. But yeah, send in some questions, and we can just talk for a little while about anime and stuff, whatever. And any suggestions you guys have or videos or things you want to see, that's fine too. Yeah, just let me know. I remember. Oh, I posted something about a Wharf TV show years ago. Yeah, I guess that didn't happen. I think it was like a crowdfunding sort of thing. Um, but yeah, I guess not. Let's see if anybody's on. I was gonna see if Hero was on, but it looks like he's offline at the moment. Um, yeah, guess not. So there's that. Um, yeah. Let's see. Oh wow, more questions. Okay. Hans Holtz thinks Trump is Jesus. Trump equals Jesus. I mean, I don't know if you're trying to be controversial. I mean, I'm not like overly political, so I mean, I don't know if I'd go that far, but some people might agree with that. Does anyone remember the time when Sony became shallow towards their older games? Is that something that happened? Support Trump. He's our president last. Oh, oh man. Um. Yay. Have you ever read Tale of Genji? It's primarily Genji is based on Overwatch. Confession, I never actually played Overwatch. A bunch of my friends were into it. So I don't know. That's cool though. Um, because back when then it was an embarrassment to buy PS1 games. Was it? Well, I guess at that time, Nintendo was still a giant, and I mean, I guess they didn't have that much competition from another console because, I mean, Sega had the Dreamcast, and that was kind of like their last big attempt, and then they fell off. Which I thought the Dreamcast had a lot of cool games on it. I guess it was a little too ahead of its time, is what I hear. But I don't know. I guess yeah, I guess PlayStation was like I don't know. A lot of big games came out that were revolutionary. Like you had like Metal Gear Solid and Final Fantasy 7. A bunch of big games came out on that people loved. But that kind of surprises me to hear that. Um, let's see. Sia Hans? I don't know. I don't know what he was talking about. But yeah, guys, I don't know. Keep them coming. Let's see if I can. I'll tell you what. Well, to burn out the last half hour here, I'll see if I can find some news while you guys are thinking of random questions to send me. Let's see here. Some lens. Uh, oh yeah. Oh, that's right. John Travolta's doing a movie about John Gotti. That's probably something I'll have to check out, even though I can't really picture him as like a mobster. Let's see here. Non-musical number that was cut from the Disney movie. Uh, Shane is coming back for season 9. Walking Dead. I'll talk about Walking Dead for a second because I remember if there was ever, in terms of like loss of interest, it's not like Game of Thrones where I have mostly been pretty invested throughout all these years, which is amazing. Walking Dead, I thought like that first season of Walking Dead was fantastic television. Like it was so good, so depressing, so frightening, and but awesome. And then like after like about the third or fourth season, I just started to lose interest. I know people, but it's still going and it's cool, but I don't know, guys. I don't know. During the 7th gen era, people laughed at me for buying PS games. Well, hey, PlayStation's arguably the biggest console. I don't know. Uh, I mean, Xbox is really big. I know for online gaming too, and I know Nintendo has probably got the most marketability. But I feel like most hardcore gamers I know really kind of laugh about Nintendo. Like I don't know, but then again, they're snobs for all this. People get really, really intense about that, like about which console's the best. But a lot of them are cross-platform anyway, so I don't think it really matters. IHOP is a thing now. There's an IHOP up here that like apparently has some of the worst service, and I've never been to an IHOP, and I was really excited when they were building one around here, and I've heard nothing good about it. And then they changed it to House of Burgers, and I'm like, well, okay. Oh, an analysis of Lex Luthor. I've thought about that. I've thought about diving into some comic book characters, villains specifically. Travolta in Battlefield Earth was easily the goofiest and funniest role he ever had. Favorite bad movie? Yeah, Battlefield Earth is a classic bad movie. Andrew Lincoln is interested anymore because of a certain character. Oh, I wonder who that could be. Oh man. Oh, let's see. Anything else on here? Hmm. What's the worst moment in the history of Star Wars? Um, that's a good question, actually. Oh yeah. What were the worst? Oh, I know what that is. The worst moment, which I always go to, is an Attack of the Clones, the romance scene, Hayden Christensen's dialogue with Natalie Portman, Amidala, just all their exchanges are just so bad, so bad. What do you guys think? Is there anything worse than that? Where's Anime Hero? I don't know. I checked to see if he was on Facebook. Man, he's not on. He usually is on. I haven't really talked to him in a while. It's just been so busy. We haven't been able to like align our schedules quite as much. I know he's. Well, I'll do some promotion for him though. See if he might pop up. I'll try to stay on for him to come on. But let's actually see what he's doing on his channel. I think he I think he told me there was like some new North Star thing that was coming out. The Anime Hero. He reviews anime so that you can enjoy it. Let's see. Uh, he had his anniversary. I think he's planning on doing for his channel. It's been on for like I think he said 7 years, which man, I mean, I've been on YouTube for as long, maybe longer. I like to say consistently. I started doing videos like with like officially trying to do them like right around like or I think like the beginning of 2012. But I did do a bunch of random stuff before that. But we've been doing stuff a long time. But yeah, Hero has been around a while. He's getting ready for Kaneko Man Day. He's got a bunch of new anime videos planned. Bean Bandit gets something. Baki the Grappler. Yeah, he's been keeping up on it. But yeah, guys, Hero's been doing good. He's been making a lot of good videos. I always say, um, I think that and when it comes to reviewing anime, I think that he's honestly one of the best, and because he really does a good job of editing his videos and putting them together. But he has a lot of passion for the stuff he talks about, and he also keeps it really niche. He focuses a lot on those older, more macho-esque anime from like the 70s and 80s. It's like his main thing, and he's good at it. Let's see, Tom Holland as Spider-Man. Uh, I I like Tom Holland as Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man Homecoming was good. I think he really captures Spider-Man as a kid very well, which I think for early Spider-Man is perfectly fine. But I'm also kind of tired of Spider-Man being a kid because in the comics, and even in the animated series of the 90s, which is the one I really grew up with, we saw him in college. We see Spider-Man as a man and he grew up, and it's been one of those resistances. They don't let him do that. So I think Tom Holland did a very good job, but there's a part of me that still really likes Andrew Garfield. And in a sense, even though Tobey Maguire's movies had issues, that's the most adult Spider-Man we've seen. Jar Jar Binks. Jar Jar Binks is beating a dead horse. The real issue is the overabundance of CG and the nonsensical plot of the prequel trilogy. Frederick, I think that's well said, sir, because you're right. People like to jump on Jar Jar Binks. Yes, he's an issue. I personally don't hate him. I was a kid when those movies came out, so I think it's a little hypocritical for people to hate on Jar Jar and his character, and also not talk about the Ewoks or even C-3PO as being pandering to kids and annoying. It's double standard a little bit. I think Jar Jar is a little bit annoying, but he's for the kids. He served a purpose for the plot. But on the whole, I don't know. I think you're right. Too much CG, too much background stuff. They needed more practical effects and just stronger writing for the characters. And a little more of a balance. I think that they expanded the world of the prequel trilogy, but they're definitely not stronger movies. Absolutely not. Merge Zamasu or Super Janemba? I, I'm probably going to say Janemba because he was just broken. I know that when it comes to Dragon Ball movie villains, that you don't have exactly the gamut of personality, but I think that one might visually have the coolest power. The whole dimensional shifting thing with the cubing, whatever that is, I don't know what the term is for that, was pretty cool. When it comes to writing characters, should you have a team stay close together throughout most of a series? You mean like Lord of the Rings or X-Men? What do you mean? Could you elaborate? Because I think a lot of times in stories they'll have the team kind of break up and do their own little thing, which I think could potentially be more interesting. And then they meet up. I think I find that interesting. Like TV shows set it up like one group of people does this and they come back to this plot, which could be kind of annoying, like in Game of Thrones, where you're like, what's going on over here, but it keeps you interested. 3 more analysis. So many requests from Nicholas. Always sending me requests, and I never can get to them all. You'd love to see Darth Vader. I did do Darth Vader. You can check it out on, I think I have it on Daily Motion. I might put it in the description later. But yes, I did do a Darth Vader character analysis a couple years ago. You can check out. But Doctor Doom and Red Skull, I could do some videos about them. I really like Doctor Doom a lot. Martian Manhunter or Vision, better character or strength? I like both those characters, but I think Martian Manhunter, I just know a little bit better from the cartoon, and I think he's got a more interesting set of powers. But he's probably the more powerful of the two as well. Let's see. Like in Yu Yu Hakusho is your example. Okay. Well, if you're talking about like a shonen fighting anime, then probably yes. I think it's better for them to mostly stay together if it's a close knit group like that, so they can all bounce off against each other. But if it's like in Dragon Ball or One Piece where you have them divert and do different things, I think that's okay too. Or in Naruto they did that. Although if you have too big of a cast of characters like in Bleach, I think it could be a problem because then you kind of lose focus. Like I think at some point it became like you might have episodes going by where you barely even talked about Ichigo or saw what he was doing. So, That was a bit of an issue. But at Hakusho, I think one of the strengths was you had that small cast of characters that really could reflect on each other and bounce off each other. I know in Hunter x Hunter he had them separate too, which kind of surprised me. But Hakusho, I think it was a good example. I kind of always wish Kuwabara had stayed till the end because I would have liked to see him. A lot of people would write him off as like Kuwabara. Of course, it's kind of that shallow, like jumping of how we kind of view these shonen characters. Like, oh, he's not as powerful, therefore he's not as good of a character. Like Kuwabara decided that even though he's a tough guy, he'd go back and focus on like his relationship and his career and growing up, whereas everybody else went off and fought. So I mean, maybe a little more realistic, but it's kind of like with Krillin. I kind of like those more grounded characters. This guy's got me talking so much, it's making me thirsty. It's also hot in this room. Oh, let's see. You're from the old school Thundercats era, right? Oh man, he's coming at my age now. Oh, what are your thoughts on the new series? Hero did a video about that as well. Actually, check out his video on that one. I do know about that controversy though. I'm not quite that old, by the way. Not quite. I'm a little bit. Original Thundercats and Transformers was a little bit before my time. I actually haven't really seen much of the original Thundercats, even though I do know enough about them. I saw the 2011 series, which I liked a little bit of, but kind of fell off for me. If you're talking about the controversy about the animated style with the new series, I think it's a new direction. It's something different. I don't have enough attachment about Thundercats to say that they're doing something incredibly wrong. But I'm not really. I don't think it's a bad thing. Like if it gets kids into it, and then they're more interested in the franchise as a whole, that's still a good thing, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't seem overly offensive. It's just not the same style. It's sillier, but Thundercats is kind of silly anyway, right? So it's keeping the spirit. Brainiac or Ultron? I like Brainiac on both counts. I think he's more powerful, and I think he's a more interesting character. But once again, I know more about Brainiac being more of a DC guy. What if Big Mom was in the Tournament of Power? I mean, that would be kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if Big Mom's that powerful, but I don't know. I mean, with all the silly characters that were involved in the Tournament of Power, I could see it as being something possible. Let's see. I guess I'm just an original trilogy purist because Lucas using many different works as an influence. It's just perfect example of the hero's journey that Joseph Campbell wrote about. Yeah. No, I grew up with the originals too, and I think they're really good, and I don't think there's any disputing that. But I think that if you're open-minded enough, you can see that the prequels and even these newer movies, they certainly have good elements. I think you can be too attached to an old franchise too. Oh yes, Kuwabara is underrated. Yeah, I my video on Griffith, I think I had to get rid of because I had to cut back on my my website. Like I had to lower the what do you call it? Uh the level of membership. So I originally could upload videos on there. But yeah, that was just a cost thing. I might put more videos up. I can redo them. Yo, Zoro fanboy. Yeah, maybe Zoro can come in. What's up, man? Just taking questions and talking about stuff. It's 935 AD, not 2018 AD. Wait, I don't know what you're talking about there. Jiren's mother is Big Mom. That's why he's still strong. Oh. Well, in that case, yeah. I mean, well, then yeah, could totally be in the Tournament of Power. Absolutely. But yeah, no, the the Darth Vader video is somewhere. Let me see if I can find it. Actually, hold on. I don't know if I could give you the link, but okay. All right, let me see if I can find it. Okay, gonna go on to Daily Motion. Okay, Merlin the Mighty, Daily Motion. I've got a couple old ones on here that I put up for footage because I was trying to avoid copyright. All right, let's see. What do I have on here? I haven't been on here in a while. Okay, I've got 3 videos, and wow, you are right. I don't think it's up there. Let me try one more. I thought, am I gonna have to redo this one some point? Wow, I think I might have to. Wow, I think you're right. They must have removed it. Maybe it was because of copyright or something. Darth Vader breathing for 10 hours. Sounds soothing, potentially. I don't know. Wow. Yeah, I think they took it down. Damn it. Wait, 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 wait. Is this working? Wait. The link. No, they took it down. Sorry. Yep. Might have to redo that for you then. Let's see. Just because people have issues with these new movies doesn't necessarily mean they're purists. They could just be bad. That's true. Uh, I think there are a lot of purists that are jumping on it anyway. Like it's like I was telling them, I am not a purist of the originals. I actually kind of like the prequels to some extent, but so maybe a lot of people were angry about it back then. But I don't know. I don't think I feel like the new movies are, well made, but I just have personal issues with them. Vader would help me sleep. Oh, the breathing would help you sleep. How is Vader similar to Shishio? Um, because he wanted to bring stability to his new empire. Um, you hated Return of the Jedi? You're gonna have to explain that one. That's like my favorite. Was it the Ewoks? No, but I mean the comparison there is pretty similar. I mean, you've got two guys that suffered a lot, and they kind of see themselves as being this person that wants to, the typical dictator. They want to achieve power and keep everything under control because a lot of the villains, that the lawful evil ones, so to speak, they want to try and right all the wrongs because they believe they're right, and so their idea is to kind of defeat death, defeat pain, because they don't want to deal with those things. And so their way of driving it out is to just subjugate everyone and try to achieve control. All these guys want to have control over everything, the God complexes. So Vader's kind of like that. Shishio's kind of like that. It's a classical archetype, I think. Similar. I think that's where the similarities end, though, because I think Shishio had more confidence than Vader did. I think Vader just was filled with even more self-loathing. Ewoks didn't help. Ewoks are so cute. They're teddy bears. They're man-eating teddy bears. It's darker than you thought. The darkest Star Wars movie. We didn't know. I gotta get Zora on here. Hold on. I'll put the link in the chat if you want to join in. If you're feeling like it, let me know. Episode 6 is the Kung Fu Panda 3 of the trilogy. I can't remember if I saw Kung Fu Panda 3, although Kung Fu Panda, I remember that was one of those movies that I was like resisting for a long time. I'm like, this is probably stupid. But I think I watched them and I thought they were pretty good. Tontat. The shots are being fired. These shots are fired. Like, do people really hate them that much? I don't know. Oh, man. No, but, oh, you're at work. That's fine. Working. Well, can't be that busy because it's a Tuesday. That's why. See, Zorro's a restaurant man, so if you're ever down in Florida, he'll get you that pasta or that pizza. Or, am I right? Something like that. Oh man, I'm hungry now. Well, that's cool though. Some other time, man. I'll try to. I want to try and get more of these streams going. I think it's one of those things, man, that sucks these days. Is like the Phantom Group. We're still there. We're just like the coordination is just like adulting. What can I say? Porgs were disgusting. What? The Porgs? You're right. The Porgs are like they're like the Ewoks to the nth degree. What were they? Penguin pig things? I'm not gonna lie. I thought they were adorable, but they were completely blatant about what they were, unapologetically so. And like I loved when Chewie ate one and then felt so bad about it that he made friends. That was adorable. That was adorable. Probably, I think he had the best scenes in all these movies. Like, I really wanted the second movie to be Chewbacca's revenge. I'm dead serious. Like, it's one of the things I did like about Solo was they actually gave Chewie some actual character moments. Like, fascinating. Like, I was like, those moments were actually pretty good. They were the strongest. And I thought he had some good moments in The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, but I really wanted it to be like a significant part of it to be Chewie wanting to kill Kylo Ren. I really wanted that to be at least a bigger part of the movie because I think that Chewbacca, as an iconic character as he is, needs a little bit more. And in the expanding universe, they give him more to do. He has more of a character. Chewie did eat some of them. I don't think Vader has a god complex. He was afraid of his wife dying after losing mother. That's what I mean. Like it's not necessarily a god complex, but it's that. I think someone did a video about it. Maybe it was Wisecrack or somebody. But a lot of those villains that they're so obsessed with power because they want to prevent bad things from happening. It's that idea in us that when we're afraid of losing something, we don't ever want to lose it again. So it's about maintaining control. That's what Vader was about. Crocodiles randomly walking around Florida. Yeah, I've heard Florida's like a lot of weird stuff happens in Florida. I hear very mixed things, but it's like that everywhere, though. Honestly, Pennsylvania is like cool, except we're just now like having alcohol in gas stations, like a new thing for us. I don't know. Yeah, Last Jedi is a mess. Very divisive. I on one hand, I think they took risks, but then they didn't really. They said we're going to subvert expectations, but they're just saying different things. But it's still the same old Empire, versus the rebels. And like seriously, how did the rebel line so this faction that used to be the Empire and these people that used to be the rebellion are still fighting against each other, but the actual government doesn't care? Like, how is it that the rebellion is like 5 people? Like, how did that like? No, not doing this again. This is Zoro's fault. If you watch the last stream we did together, was just he brought up all the hate. Like, was it Star Wars? Was Dragon Ball Super? Just, that was annoying. But yeah, not happening again. Yeah, Solo was all right. I keep telling everybody the same thing. No need to rush out and see it, but it's not bad. It's okay. It's pretty much what you'd expect. Deadpool 2 is pretty good. Deadpool 2, Zoro, if you haven't seen it, Deadpool 2 is probably about as good as the first one. I wish they would have committed a little more to some ideas. They did what I thought they were going to do. They had to be a little more serious, but it still had some comedy. But Cable was good. There's a really good cameo from an X-Men villain. It's definitely worth seeing. Rian Johnson did a good job with Looper, though. Yes, Looper was a very good movie. A very good movie. Very good time travel crime movie. Pretty cool. I think Joseph Gordon-Levitt did a good job of impersonating a young Bruce Willis. Looper was a good sci-fi movie. I totally agree. Let's see. People in Florida are big, but the giants during pre-flood are the mountains. What's this talk of giants? Zorro and Solo should team up. Zolo! Oh, yes. Classic One Piece for Kids dub. Man, I'll never forget like my resistance to One Piece purely based on that dub. I remember like I was a kid. I think I saw like one episode. I was like, what is this? But man, I'll tell you, talk about early translation distribution days. It's a fascinating thing. Ozymandias, is that another character analysis you're requesting from Watchmen? Is that what you're saying? He directed the best episode of Breaking Bad, which was what episode? What episode was that? I could look it up, but I want you to tell me because I don't know. Is it the Fly episode? Because if people say that, like a lot of people say that's the best episode, and some people say it's the worst. I think the Fly episode is fascinating, but my one buddy, he thinks that it's like the worst episode because it's like I guess it's a comedy and it's like separate from everything. But I've heard some people say that's like genius. I just thought it was a really good episode. It's mostly self-contained, but you still have a lot of really good character stuff between Jesse and Heisenberg. Florida is crazy. That rapper that got shot was really close. Really? What? Well, that's what I hear. I hear a lot of wacky stuff happens in Florida. Yeah, I understand. Episode is called Ozymandias. Oh, the fall of Walter White. Oh, duh. Wow. I thought it was a Watchmen reference. It was a Breaking Bad reference. I've been really tempted to watch that again. I forgot. That's another show that I've been watching. Better Call Saul. I'm trying to get caught up on it. I really like Better Call Saul. That show is really good. I'm like, I didn't think a prequel show would work, but Saul is a fascinating character that it's been really good so far. So yeah, Ozymandias. What happened in that episode? Fly was a good one though. I liked Fly. Apparently some people don't. It's the most divisive episode, I suppose. The sand at beaches are the cut shreds that 1,000-foot joints saw 4,000 years ago. I don't know. Is that a? It's like a. What is this mythological reference? I'm confused with this comment. I mean, it sounds like a fascinating poetry or something. I don't know what it is. Let's see, Ozymandias. Curious now. Breaking Bad. Ozymandias. Oh, the 14th of the 5th season. Uh, is that the? Is that the last episode? No, it's not the last episode. It's pretty close though. Hmm. Yeah, pretty highly rated. I forget what it was about, but only watching The Expanse. Oh, The Expanse. Okay. Expanse is fantastic. Expanse? I feel like I know what this is, but I haven't watched The Expanse. There's too many shows. There's too much to watch. Okay, it's a sci-fi. Okay. Solar system. Huh. All right. So it's kind of another sci-fi space exploration thing. All right. That's cool. Sounds like it could be up my alley. No, what I'm trying to say is that the mountains are the bodies of dead giants that during the flood died during the flood. The flood? The flood? Interesting. Black Mirror? Yes. Yes. Yes, check out Black Mirror. I haven't even watched them all, but Black Mirror, if there's a show that you want to just mess you up, oh my gosh, you gotta take your time with that, man. I can't marathon Black Mirror. You have to absorb that. Absolutely. But yeah, definitely give it a try. Yeah, it's kind of warm in here. I think I'm gonna wrap it up in a few minutes. So any last minute questions, guys, send them in and I'll wrap up. But yeah. Any last minute questions? We got 4 minutes. Not 3 minutes, not like Bonesaw McGraw. 3 minutes to playtime. 4 minutes. And I say that and then there's nothing. I'm just gonna be like do. Twiddle my thumbs for a few minutes. Thanks, man. See you, Alan. Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate it. Yeah. Let's see. Well, all right. I think, yeah, I think I'll probably wrap it up here, guys. I wanted to do kind of a relatively short stream because I've been on for about an hour. Yeah, next time I try to do one of these, I'll see if I can get maybe a Zorro or Hero or somebody on, maybe Dead. I want to try and get back to getting some other people on the streams and the podcast. See you, crazy boy. Thanks for dropping by, man. Always appreciate it. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all coming by, talking, hanging out for a bit. Schedules, working a lot as usual. Take care, Frederick. Yeah, but once again, I appreciate you guys. See you, Zorro. Yeah, we'll talk again, man. Everyone's saying goodbye. But yeah, I don't know if I want. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm heading out, man. But thank you for dropping by. I'll answer a quick question if you send one in. But yeah, I'm gonna try and get some more videos out to you guys. So if you have any requests for character analysis or things to check out, I try to watch things when I can. Try to play things when I can, but it is busy as usual. But I'm gonna try to make some more time to get some more stuff on the channel and but yeah, so try to get some other people, maybe do some more streams. This was fun. It's been a while, but yeah. See you, Nicholas. Yeah, I'll try to get some more analysis videos for you, buddy. Um, um, the stream was just about like going over movies and recent stuff I checked out, some thoughts on some anime and video games, answering questions. That was it. Q&A stuff. But I'll be doing other ones. Feel free to drop by some other time. I'm just kind of wrapping up now because I've been on for about an hour. But I'll be doing more though. So you'll have ones. If you leave a comment there, I'll definitely answer it. But yeah, that's about it, guys. But once again, yeah, check out the Phantom group. Check out Anime Heroes channel, Zoro Fanboys channel, and if you haven't, if you stumbled across it, feel free to subscribe, share this video around, send in more questions. I'll answer them in the comments for sure. And I appreciate all your support and going to try and continue forward and see if I can get some even more videos out there for you and kind of continue to improve them. But I guess that's going to be it now, and I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to say goodbye when I get into my little thing here, and I'm going to stop the broadcast. So everybody, stay magical and take it easy.